Yo, what's going on? Good evening, man. Welcome to the show, man. I go by the name of Trapvision 3D. And if you're new here, welcome to the show and Happy New Year. All right, so normally I will start my show off with some type of music, and we do have a topic. And if you've seen the thumbnail, this is the first rant for 2023. And I'll leave it up to you if you decide if you think this was warranted or not. But let's get into it. So, of course, I'm a consumer just like you, right? I watch a lot of YouTube. I love gaining information. There are some YouTubers out there that are amazing when it comes to the information that they provide and the skill set that they have. Some people are very engaging. Some people, when they do a rant or let's say a hate video, dude, it's second to none in entertaining. Archie Luxury, one of his rants, and when he talks about brands that he don't like, which we're going to be talking about Invicta today. If you listen to Archie talk about Invicta, it's hilarious. I find it funny. Some people, it irritates them. I get it, I understand. However, there are some hateful videos out there that makes no sense, right? And these people, when they put out these videos, I look at it as, okay, you want to get views, all right? But do you understand? I don't think some of them get it, that you're not just putting out a hate video, you're separating people. You're making people draw the line in the sand. And this current video that I saw, I think it's like a month old, and I got it over here on the boob tube. And I'm just gonna let you guys, I'm gonna cut it up. So let's jump into it.
And today we are going to be talking about poor people buying Invicta. That's right. I know it sounds pretty harsh.
Okay, before we go any further, poor people, poor, broke, no money whatsoever. You are the scum of the earth. You're at the bottom of the barrel. And because you bought Invicta, the money that you muscled up, you paid in Invicta. So that's the first problem you have, or we have, or whoever.
But we're going to talk about why poor people are staying poor, and why specifically buying watches like Invicta's are just going to continue keeping you poor. So before we continue, just so you understand what this channel is about, for those of you that are new joining us, this is Watch Trading Academy, where I teach people how to trade real watches. And so often when it comes time to trading watches, people assume, especially when they don't have a lot of experience in the space, that any watch...
Okay, let's stop there. Okay. There was an emphasis on real watches. There's an emphasis put on he's a watch trader. So he's a professional. He has experience. And the name of his channel is Watch Trading Academy. Now, before I go any further, I did, out of fairness, I went through his channel and was looking at, and he has some great information, vital information. There's a lot of great information in this video, which we'll dig into. But again, poor people, you stay poor because you buy Invicta. It's a scam. Invicta created, the current Invicta was created to keep you broke, keep you poor down at the bottom, and everybody that buys Invicta, you're all poor.
Historically, anything in the world can be flipped for a profit. It's a question of supply and demand, and your ability to have something someone else wants at a price that is significantly cheaper, even an Invicta.
Huh? What was that? So you can flip anything for a profit. Case in point, this keychain. All right, I can literally buy a dozen of these, right, at $12 for a dozen, and turn around and sell them to you for $5 a piece. And guess what? Somebody will buy it. So I'll make a profit. Let's continue.
However, most people just misunderstand what we mean when we say watch trading, thinking that all watches can be traded, when in reality, we are referencing and referring to high-end luxury timepieces, not just watches you're buying at your local mall. Now, there are watch brands that you can buy at your local mall that can still constitute being flipped. They're good watches to buy, like Breitlings, Hublots, Rolexes, etc., that are usually sold in malls, in jewelry stores, not at specific watch stores like Macy's or the Invicta store. So what is wrong with Invicta, and why should you not be buying these watches if you intend to multiply your wealth rather than stay poor?
All right. I can end this video right here. I can literally end this video right here. Why? Those of you that's out there buying Invicta, why would you intend on becoming rich buying and flipping Invicta? Why? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm good. I've been collecting Invicta since 2014. There's people that's, you know, and I know you out YouTube, there's people that's gonna come through this channel. You may never know these people a day in your life, but like Bob or Mr. Fantastic, aka the Godfather, have been collecting Invicta for a long time, and I've never heard them say, hey, you know what, Trap? I know you like collecting Invicta, but you should buy this one so you can flip it and make $10,000 on your investment. How does that sound? No. The people that I've seen and experienced, and even when I watched Evine that transferred into Shop HQ, it was an affordable watch. And wait a minute, let's go all the way back to 1837, when it was a Swiss brand, right? It was a Swiss-made watch created that people that didn't have the money to buy a Patek could literally afford this watch. So, with that in mind, I would say this. I've never traded a watch. Well, actually, I've actually made profit off of selling some of my Invicta pieces. I have. Some I lost money on, right? It is what it is. But I've never, since I've been collecting, I've never thought, let me buy this Invicta at a low price and sell it high. That wasn't my intention. That's not even the whole vibe behind Invicta. Look where we are, y'all.
I got 3 of them.
Hold up. There's one more. There's some other things. I just want you to. I want you guys to hear this.
Simply put, Invicta watches are basically $100 watches that are being sold for $500, $600, $700. Therefore, the value of the watch basically is non-existent, and you're paying a margin for the idea of getting something that has value.
What the hell did you just say?
First and foremost, Invicta collectors out there and people that have paid for Invicta. Matter of fact, those of you that go to Costco, those of you guys went to Costco. When you go on Costco, what do you see? When you see the Invicta, little Invicta shelf up there, have you ever seen a watch that was $600, $500 in there? Ever? I personally haven't. It's either $69, $79, and I think the most I've seen was like $150. But I digress.
Any watch on a Macy's shelf is just as good as an Invicta watch. Any crappy watch, regardless of the brand, can do the same thing this does. And it really has no value in terms of precision, but rather it is an item mass manufactured for individuals who like the designs of Rolex watches and other watches. As you can see, this is very similar to a deep sea or one of the sea dwellers, etc. But yet it isn't that. It isn't
homage. This is a homage to the Daytona, right? You guys have seen this on the channel before, right? What is this an homage to? You ever seen that from Rolex? What is this in a homage to? That to me is an original design to, I mean, as Invicta said, hey, I'm going to put a chain around a watch. I've never seen Rolex or any of those makers do that. What about Marvel? What are my Spider-Man fans at? Does that look like a watch that you've seen that is a homage to anything? Let's continue.
They basically mimic the designs of your favorite watches that are unaffordable, luring you in to basically believe that you can afford things that you really shouldn't be buying. So let me explain to you the difference between how the poverty mindset and the wealth mindset thing. Because you see, I've been rich, I've been poor, I've been rich again, and I tell you, just like the Wolf of Wall Street said, I pick rich every effing time. Why are you laughing, Reggie?
No, because when you said it, it's like, what you doing?
Okay, all right. Reggie, our videographer, always seems to find my jokes comical. It wasn't this your watch, Reggie?
I found that on your table.
Oh, okay. So that was not your watch that you brought in. Okay, just making sure you're sure about that. Okay. What are you wearing now?
I don't know.
You're missing a watch. So if I put this on your wrist right now, can we take a test?
That's not gonna fit.
Well, let's test it out. Why don't you bring your wrist in front of the camera? Here, put it in. Just...
Okay, his videographer has an Invicta. He owns it. It's size to him, right? Wouldn't that be a slap in the face to his videographer? Are you not paying your videographer anything? Are you keeping him poor because he's wearing an Invicta? What is wrong with you, sir? What is wrong with you? How are you not paying him? If you're flipping watches, you obviously are making money. You said you'll pick rich every effing time is what you said. But you're not paying your videographer enough money to where he can buy a Rolex or buy one of these watches instead of getting a homage to the big deal, the big whatever. Let's continue.
Let me tell you a little bit about poverty and wealth and the difference between the two and how we think. It's not about buying expensive things. It's about understanding what things have value and what future value they hold. You see, poor people typically think of items based on what they can afford. They have what they call an affordability meter in their head. That's why you've been conventionally sold things like car monthly notes instead of car prices. Like when you go to a dealership and you don't have a lot of money, you typically don't say, how much does this car cost? You typically say, how much does it cost a month? Meaning your capacity for affordability holds more weight over the actual contextual price of the car. So therefore, if I told you that a car was $30,000 but was going to cost $1,000 a month, that wouldn't be as attractive than if I told you a car was $60,000 but was going to cost you $499 a month. The $499 basically take precedence over anything else because of affordability. That's usually how, when you're middle class, growing up, poor, anything else, everything falls into what you can afford rather than its real worth. As a result of that, you make questionable decisions based on expenditure rather than conservation. So most of your expenses are basically driven by making X amount of money and spending Y and retaining X. So giving.
Okay, so again, if you go through his channel, he makes sense, and he has a lot of valid reasoning. He has some experience in dealing with that. What he has failed is, guy, this isn't going to apply to everybody. And my biggest question is, what made you pick Invicta to use this as a video, as a training module? That is the worst brand that you could have used to use. And so in my eyes, the way I interpret this video, because again, I'm a consumer, I watch a lot of YouTube and I like to learn things. You're literally drawing a line in the sand, and you are putting people in categories that don't even fit in those categories. Everybody that's buying Invicta is not poor. There's some millionaires that are buying Invicta, and I know them. I'm not even gonna call their names out. They know who they are. And if you beg to differ, go to an Invicta cruise. If they ever have another Invicta cruise, there's some millionaires that own Invicta. So that's neither here nor there. But there was one statement. There's one statement that it got me. I'm gonna let you be the judge of it.
So the difference really is our understanding of how money works and our capacity for retaining money rather than spending it. So I make X and I spend Y, just like poor, rich, you do the same thing. The difference is most of my expenditures in the Y go into what we call a preservation item rather than just pissing money away. So shortly put, if I buy a watch for $150,000, I just make sure that it's worth either 160, 170 should I choose not to want it, or that at the very least, it's going to retain its value. So when I do get rid of it, I'm going to get my money back, simply parking money there. This wealth mindset versus poverty mindset basically differentiates your ability to retain more money while having nicer things that open more doors than basic things that basically impress monkeys, right? So
I'm going to end this video. I mean, there's more. It's 11 minutes. This video is 11 minutes. And Invicta watches are a scam against poor people. But that statement he used, when I heard that, I was like, did he just say, he referred to, hold up, I'll replay it.
Than basic things that basically impress monkeys, right? So
monkeys. You chose monkeys, right? So poor people are monkeys. And I'm not the smartest man out here, but what do people in society refer to another human being as a monkey? Who are you pointing out, sir? That's my question. So now this goes beyond you're trying to teach anybody. Because right now you're not teaching anything. You are, in my opinion, this is the epitome of a hate video. Hatred. You choose rich, you chose violence. You chose hatred. You chose to draw the line in the sand between a particular class of people. And again, you are misinformed. I feel like as a content creator, we are responsible for what we put out. And yes, we hear this all the time. It's my channel. You can do what you want to. You can say, but I've seen where this goes. Drawing those lines in the sand and taking advantage of a situation for popularity, for views, for whatever, could jeopardize the relationships of other people, could jeopardize the mental health of other people. There's a lot of things that go in with what we say out here, right? It's obvious that this guy, like I said, has a lot of knowledge when it comes to financing and flipping and making you money. Of course, he's a watching trading academy. There was over 5,000 people that watched this video. So there's 5,000 people that grab this information. And if you go in the comment section, the first 20 comments, and if they are your, let's say, fans or whatever, they didn't agree with you at all. They did not agree with you at all. But before you made this video, you threw caution to the wind. You are the epitome of prejudice. The epitome. Yep, and I'm calling it. And you guys can say what you want. You can say, hey, tell me how you feel down there. And I'm pretty sure that what I'm saying may offend some people. Like, I don't get it. You know, Trap, that ain't, no. I'm telling you, as a consumer, as a viewer, as a fan of YouTube, when I watch this video for information, I'm getting a bunch of BS out of this guy. I'm telling you, listen, that's a lot. That's high BS. Because first and foremost, you didn't do your research. You didn't do your due diligence to actually put some thought into, let me use a brand or a watch that you can actually flip. Dude, I got a bunch of Invicta watches right now that if I sold, let's say I paid $200 for it and I got $150. Yeah, I lost $50. Where I've actually sold a watch, an Invicta watch for that I paid $77 for, and I got, well, I made like $160 profit. I didn't do it to get rich. If you want to do that, dude, you'll have a better chance flipping shoes. I mean, dude, watch collecting is so niche. It is extremely niche. So, my man, this was a hateful video. You absolutely failed at providing. No, hold up. There is some value to it because you do learn some stuff about, you know, turning a profit. You do. If you didn't know, I will say go and look at his videos. He do have some valid information in there, some very valuable information. This just wasn't it. You, my friend, pretty much gut punch people. Invicta is made to buy, collect, enjoy, wear. There are the companies that do homages to Rolexes and other companies, you know what I'm saying, other stuff. So, good job on being hateful. Good job. You know, I really don't appreciate you doing that and putting that out there, because there are people that really enjoy collecting. This falls out of the realm of and collect what you enjoy. I give this an F, bro. So you know what the scam was? Your video. All right, family. We're going to have a lighter conversation on the next video. We're going to be doing some watch reviews and stuff like that, man. I appreciate you guys being here for this premiere, man. And I'm pretty sure we have some conversation and whatever the case is, man. Hey, please leave your comments. Let's have a conversation. Do we need to revisit this? Let's open it up. I would like to know what you guys think about this situation in this video. So until the next Lightning Strike, family, y'all be blessed.